kind of get right into it. So how did you get started in tennis?
So my mom actually, she played tennis growing up until college. She played when I was like, how old was I? I want to say I was like 2 or 3 years old. My parents strung up like a tennis ball to our garage, and it was just on a string and it was sitting there. And they gave me a racket, and I was just out there hitting the ball then. So I guess that's the first time I played tennis. But started playing tournaments when I was about 7 years old. My brother was playing just 12 NorCal tournaments, and I would travel with him and my mom. And doing that just kind of increased my love for the sport. I was begging my mom to put me in tournaments because I wanted to play. And then eventually she did it, and the rest has been history.
Yeah, so for me, during my recruiting process during COVID, so it was hard with business stuff. I'm interested in like what your recruiting process is like.
Yeah, so my first year, like when it started, was actually during COVID as well. It was like July of 2020. So I mean, I remember July 15th. I think it's the first day of recruiting. I like literally at midnight. I unintentionally stayed up that late, and then I just got bombarded with messages. I probably had like 50 text messages at 12:01, and then I was just like, this is insane. So I didn't touch any of them. That way. Yeah. I didn't touch any of them. And then when I woke up in the morning, I had just hundreds and hundreds of messages and phone calls just from the assistant coaches, the head coaches of each program. And then, I went on 4 official visits, talked to a lot of coaches, and was able to choose Georgia.
Yeah, well, that couldn't have been me among the majors. We lost a lot of our programs, but through college, for me, I got so many matches. Learned a lot.
Yes.
Kind of go on that yourself.
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning of my first season, I guess you'd say, really struggled. I went 3-9 in my first 12 matches. And like you said, I mean, it's just such a learning lesson going into college, especially when I was playing pro tournaments. So once I was able to learn kind of that side of things, how dual matches works, how to manage your emotions when you have 3,000.
Also, Georgia turns out.
Exactly. Yeah. There's 3,000 people there, so I was trying to manage who I was playing for rather than just myself. And then once I was able to do that, I was able to kind of take off. I went on a good little win streak. Lost to Johannes Monday in the SEC. But then from there, I didn't lose another match the rest of the season. But I think it was maybe 1 or 2 unfinished. But still, I just was able to kind of find my groove and start playing my game.
Yeah, I mean, it probably was hard in the moment, but looking back, you want to have it because you learned how to lose. I feel like that's the hardest thing. Is for me when I was losing, I'd shut down after time, and learning not to do that is a big thing. So now you're playing a tournament like this, you get a wild card. For me, I would be kind of nervous. It's an opportunity I have. But how did you manage your nerves to go out there?
Today's match I already played my opponent. I played it 2 weeks ago, so I kind of was familiar with who he was. And once I was able to kind of just settle my nerves, first game I went down love 40, and I was just like, all right, I went straight into it and was able to get a tough hold there. And then from the rest of the match, I kind of was just recognized that I had played him before. I was feeling really confident on the grass, honestly, the last few days, just practicing with the older Americans. They were able to give me kind of some pointers and some tips. And so I kind of just played free as if I was playing any of the top 5 guys in the world, just having fun.
Yeah, no. So grass, I college never even played on grass. This is the first time I've ever seen it. Do you have any experience with that? What's the adjustment?
I played junior Wimbledon. I'll go that way. I played junior Wimbledon. That's about my only experience on grass. I lost a lot. I played 2 matches, lost those singles matches. So this is my first ever win on grass, and it's a pretty nice one to get my first win on rather than junior Wimbledon. It's big, but I feel like I need to play that was a little bit bigger. So
I told you I wouldn't take too much of your time. I really appreciate you. Yeah. So I always finish my last question. So when your career is over, down the line, it's hard to start. How do you want to be remembered?
Gosh, that's a great question.
Because I wanted to ask you because you're just getting started.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I think it's the most important part is just your integrity. I feel like I want to be remembered for my integrity, my likability. A lot of the times you hear about players that just getting onto the practice court, they're a little bit obnoxious. Like they're not really well liked amongst the tour. So I want to be one of those guys amongst the tour that's everyone really likes and wants to be around, practice with, have fun out there rather than kind of making it your job, just still having fun.
Well, I really appreciate you doing this. I went out this day. Keep going.
Anytime.
Like, just taking time out of your day.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.